Guys, it's homework on just finding the vertical and horizontal asymptote, okay? Just finding those two aspects. So we'll try number one. So to find the horizontal asymptote, you guys, there's three scenarios, right? There's if the numerator's degree is higher than the denominator's, if the numerator's degree is equals to the denominator's degree, and if the numerator's degree is less than the denominator's. If it's bigger, then horizontal asymptote is none. If they're equals to, then it's the horizontal asymptote will equals the coefficients, y equals coefficients. And if it's less than denominator, then you guys will be y is equals to 0. So for number one, the highest degree is 2. The highest degree here is 2, so that means we are going to be looking at this one. What are the coefficients, right? So the coefficients for this one, you guys, it's 2. And the coefficient for this one, you guys, it's 1. So horizontal asymptote is y is equals to 2 over 1, which is just 2. So y equals 2 is the horizontal asymptote. Now, to find your guys' vertical asymptote, you have to factor out everything, and then to find vertical asymptote, you guys gotta set the denominator equals to 0 and solve. Equals to 0 and solve. So we have to factor the top and the bottom. So on the top, you guys, you can factor out a 2 from each one. So divide each one by 2. And on the bottom, you guys, you can factor out an x. Now on the top, you guys, you can factor out this part by doing your guys' x method. And you guys will have x minus 4 and x plus 3. So we're doing this, we're factoring out everything just in case something cancels, which something does, right? So x plus 3 cancel. So then all you guys have left with is this. And now set the denominator equals to 0. So vertical asymptote, x equals 0. And those are you guys' two answers. So horizontal uses these three, vertical asymptotes, factor out everything, and then set the denominator equals to 0 if after everything cancels. Okay, I'm going to skip to like a problem like number 4, you guys. So I'm just going to drag this information, you guys. I'm going to drag this here so we all have this information to our disposal. And I'm going to drag this here so that we know how to find our vertical asymptote. This is all for horizontal asymptote. All right. Let's find horizontal asymptote first. Coefficient is 2. Degree on the top is 2. Degree on the bottom is 2. So we just use our coefficients, right? So horizontal asymptote, y equals coefficient of 1 over coefficient of 3. So there's horizontal asymptote. Now for the vertical asymptote, right? So now we gotta get into factoring. Well, on the top, you guys, we can factor the top by doing x method for negative 3. So x plus 4 times x minus 3. On the bottom, we can divide each one by 3, right? And then we can factor this by doing your guys' x method, right? 8, 6, 4, 2. So don't forget the 3. X plus 4 times x plus 2. So we factored out everything. Something does cancel from top and bottom. So you guys, we have x minus 3 up top. And 3 times x plus 2 on the bottom. Now let's set the denominator equals to 0. We know this can't be 0, so it's a matter of what value of x would make this whole thing 0. And it would be if x was negative 2. And that would be your guys' vertical asymptote. Okay. So again, gonna drag this, you guys. We have this to our disposal. Just a constant reminder. Wait a second, is that new? That's game changing. I did not know you could change it by color. Okay, never mind, sorry. Alright, so for this one, horizontal asymptote. Well, look at the degrees, they're both 2, so this coefficient's 1. So, horizontal asymptote, you guys, they're tied in degrees, so it's coefficients. So the coefficient of this one is 1, and the coefficient of that one, you guys, is -3. So y equals -1/3. So there's our horizontal asymptote. Now let's find our vertical asymptote. So we have to factor everything. So on top, we can do a factor by difference of squares. So x plus 4 times x minus 4. Now we can factor out a -3 from both, from all. So divide each one by -3. And then we can use x method with the 8 and the -8 and the 2, you guys, for +4 and -2. So -3 times x plus 4, x minus 2. These both cancel. So all we have left with is x minus 4 all over -3 times x minus 2. And then we can set the denominator equals to 0. Now, this -3 can't be 0, so it's a matter of what value of x would make that whole thing 0, which would be x would have to equals to 2. And there's your vertical asymptote. Alright, let's try number 8. Sorry, I can't count. 8. Okay, let's do our horizontal asymptote first. Okay, so we gotta compare the degrees. So this is degree 1, you guys. So degree of 1 over degree of 2. So the numerator is less than the denominator, which means we have this scenario, you guys. Horizontal asymptote is y is equals to 0. And then to find the vertical asymptote, you guys, we have to set we have to factor out everything. So x plus 3. We can factor out a -3x from the bottom to get positive x and positive 3. So set the denominator equals to 0. So for this one, x would have to equals to -3. And for this one, you guys, to get this to be all 0, x would have to equals to 0 for that one. And those are your guys' vertical asymptotes. Okay, and lastly, I'll just go over number 10 with you guys. So, horizontal asymptote first. The degree of the top is 1. The degree on the bottom, you guys, is 2. So the numerator's degree is less than the denominator's, which is this scenario, right? So horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. And now we can factor. So factor out everything and then cancel if necessary and set the denominator equals 0. So all of these, you guys, could be divided by, we can factor out a -4. So positive 5x, positive 6. Now x method, right? What two things multiply to 6, but when added gives you guys 5, that's 2 and 3. So -4, x plus 2 times x plus 3. These cancel. So we have 1 over -4 times x plus 2, you guys. So then, to find your vertical asymptote, set the denominator equal to 0. So this cannot equal 0, so it's just a matter of what value of x would make that whole thing 0. And that would be, with the vertical asymptote, was x equals -2. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Just continue to practice and use your guys' notes and, try your guys' best, right? Work hard. Good luck, everyone. Peace.